You can see that the mask has been all rinsed out of my hair, and initial thoughts on the curl wash and the mask are smell amazing, don't love them, don't hate them either. The curl wash, it did not completely strip my hair where I felt like, you know, it was like, hey, it was squeaky clean. So I actually don't know if this is supposed to be like a clarifying shampoo, but definitely after I rinsed it out, I could feel that my hair was definitely clean, so it did the job. Not sure just if it would be my favorite shampoo that I would go to every time, just because it was a tad bit drying. I've used other shampoos that was not as drying as that one is. The curl mask, definitely would not repurchase. When something says it's a curl mask, I expect it to be very moisturizing to my hair, and my hair this was coming out of a protective style, so I really needed some moisture. It does not say in the directions that I needed to add heat to this. It just said to allow to penetrate for 5 to 10 minutes. So that's what I did. Follow the directions to the T, so that I could make sure I was getting the results that it told me basically I should from following the directions. And you know, it says parched, dry, moisturizer deprived curls are so 80s, revived them in a snap with So Moist Vitamin C hair mask. I mean, no, my hair is no longer dry, but I have used plenty of deep conditioners, and I have plenty that leave my hair feeling like butter. This did not leave my hair feeling like butter. So that's why I would not repurchase. Also, it really had very, very, very little slip, if any at all, to be honest. So getting it to, using this to actually detangle my hair while rinsing out was a little bit difficult. Granted, it doesn't say that it's, you know, supposed to help with detangling. However, when I do put in a conditioner, I'm using that to aid in getting the tangles out and to re-moisturize my hair while I am using my brush here to detangle. So did not impress me at all with either of those. So now we are going to move on to using the leave-in conditioner. This is my hair naked with absolutely nothing on it right now. So I'm going to separate the front and the back and put it on there. This is pretty much really thick, not as thick as that mask was, but here it is. You can see where it's moving, but it's not moving very fast. So pretty thick. Definitely everything in this line smells amazing. It smells like pineapple. I used this actually in my toddler's hair for her wash day a few days ago, and it actually did really well in her hair. She has a completely different hair type than I do. So I mean, I can of course definitely use these in her hair to finish them off if they don't work amazing in mine. But the leave on, for the initial thoughts, it went on pretty smooth. It reminds me of the I love the Curls Blueberry Bliss leave-in. That's actually pretty much my staple leave-in conditioner. It kind of reminds me of that. It's not as moisturizing when I go to put it on the first time, but we're just gonna keep going and see what happens. Alright, so I'm back. I have the leave-in in all over, and hair feels pretty soft. So this pretty much, I can give this a win in my book. I mean, I wasn't expecting that one to not do well, just because it reminded me so much of the Blueberry Bliss. Blueberry Bliss, I think I like over this. This is still good. I feel like the Blueberry Bliss has just the tad bit more slip in it than that did as I was applying it. So next up in the collection is the Curl Defining Jelly. So it just says to apply to wet, freshly cleansed and conditioned curls. So I'm going to use this as my gel today to do my wash and go, I hope. If these first few sections ain't looking right, I might have to twist it up to do a twist out. Just because I've never used this and my hair likes really heavy gels for wash and goes. So I don't know how this is going to work, but here it is. So you see it's definitely moving and dripping. Everything smells the same. It's actually pretty tacky. It almost looks like slime. If you have kids, you know all about slime. That's what it reminds me of slime that my kids play with. So I'm going to take this and apply it to this section. It's actually going in pretty smooth. I'm going to use my Tangle Teezer to do a little more defining. Y'all, this ain't gonna work. And I can tell that already because when I use my Tangle Teezer, when I'm using Extreme Wetline Gel, and I do that, like the curls pop, like the shrinkage is crazy, but they all become little tight ringlets, and that didn't happen. So I don't think this wash and go is gonna make it, but let's do another section and see what happens. And the reason why I'm saying it's not gonna work, my tighter curls are in the back of my head. So if it does not work well to clump these curls, when I get to the front, it's definitely not going to do anything. So this is kind of my tester trial run, that if it does good back here, then it'll probably be okay for my entire head. But if it does not do well back here, then I know for sure for these looser curls up here, it ain't gonna cut it. So I don't know, y'all. I'm on the fence, even with some shingling. I mean, the curls are there. I just feel like I can already see some frizz. It's not as smooth as I like it to be, so that's why I'm unsure. But let's keep going. If I have to rewash my hair in a couple days, we'll do what we gotta do. But let's keep going. Let me just try to see how it works to give you guys a fair review. So I will fast forward this, but I'll keep going. Alright, it is all in, all over. Here you can see it's still a bit white, or sudsy actually on this side. It kind of suds up like shampoo. But this side is already dry and clear, so I know this side will be fine. It's still pretty early in the day, so I'm actually going to let it air dry for as long as I can. Hopefully it is dry by tonight by itself and I don't have to set it in the dryer or anything. So I'm going to let it air dry, and then I'm going to come back later to give you guys my final thoughts. I can already tell it's not going to be defined. It's probably going to be frizzy on day one. But actually I'm okay with that. If I can get some moisture and it looks good, then I'm okay with that. So I'm going to let this air dry, do a quick 360, and then I'll come back later today to give you guys my final thoughts on the entire collection. Alright guys, I am back to finish up this video. It has been about 6-7 hours since I did my hair. So I've let it air dry this whole time. Really, the inside towards the back is definitely not dry. That's why it's so uneven here, because of it hasn't dried to allow it to shrink all the way up yet. I'm sure once it has, my length won't be all over the place, but definitely not dry. Still like the teeniest bit damp up here in the front, but the back is definitely not 100% dry. It's probably more like 40% dry, if that back there. So still has a ways to go, and I'll probably have to hit it with the blow dryer just to be sure I'm not going to bed with wet hair tonight. But wanted to come back to go ahead and give you guys my final thoughts on the curl defining jelly. So I'm gonna start by saying, I know when I was on before and I was actually doing my hair, I was kind of leery about how these results were going to turn out, but I actually love it. I mean, it is nowhere near as defined as it is when I use my wet line extreme, but this still left my hair with a lot of movement. You can see it's moving. There is no crunch for me to scrunch out with this. When I use wet line, there is definitely crunch for me to scrunch out, which this is different. So I was not expecting it to feel like this. My hair feels moisturized, which I was very excited about, because usually I put a really thick moisturizer under my gel, and when I use this today, I only use the leave-in, and then I just put this directly on top of it. I didn't seal it even. I didn't even seal that in with any type of oil. So my hair feels really good to say that this jelly is the only thing that is on here. Like I said, the definition is not like really deep how it usually is, but it's good enough, and I actually really like it. Now, I may not be able to get a week out of this hair like I can with wet line, but I mean, it'll do what it do. So I like this curl defining jelly off of this first impression with it. Now, because I have to use a lot and I'm fairly heavy-handed when it comes to my gels, the bottle is about right here now, which, I mean, that's a lot. So this would probably, if I use this much again, this realistically will only last me 2 more hairstyles. That I do have a problem with, because I don't know what the retail price is. I'll try to find it and put it on the screen here. But I was able to catch a Black Friday sale and bundle all of it together for $15. So, I mean, for what I paid for, I can't beat the price at all for 5 items for $15. But if it's more like some of their other things, probably retails for $10, 10, 11, 12, somewhere up in there. And that I just would not be able, that's not cost effective for me when I can get the huge tub of wet line extreme for what, $4 or $5, and it lasts me months on end. So that would be a deal breaker for me. But other than that, if I caught this on a sale again, she is mine. I'm gonna get it again, because like I said, I do like the results. No, it's not as defined, but it's okay. And sometimes you don't always want really defined hair. You just want, you know, some curls to pop and be able to rock your wash and go. So this gave me, as you can see, pretty big hair on just day 1. So I would say if that's something you're looking for as well when it comes to your wash and go, and your hair is similar type to mine, then this may work, that it doesn't give you that really flat, kind of wet looking wash and go on day 1. This day 1 hair looks more like day 2 or 3 compared to when I do it with wet line. The only other thing in the collection that I have is the scalp treatment. I did not put this on today. I will put it on once my hair is 100% dry, but I did use this when I had my knotless box braids. Worked really well on the scalp. I didn't honestly didn't see anything special about it. And again, for me, an oil is an oil is an oil. I'm not too particular on what I use, but it does say that it enhances health, hair growth, oil production, and decrease hair loss if you are interested in that. And it does have the same scent as everything else in the collection. So if you really love the pineapple scent, this is definitely the line for you. I will say the scent did linger in my hair for a few hours after I did it. So while I was out and about, I could smell my hair as I was moving around. Now, not so much. So if that's something you don't like, just keep that in mind if you do decide to buy this collection. If you have tried it, please leave your comments below on how you liked it. And if you have any questions for me, as usual, drop those in the comments as well. Thank you guys so much for stopping into my channel. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.